Hello and a warm welcome to the Federal. I'm Neelu Vyas. Allegations of sexual harassment leveled by the women wrestlers, allegedly at the hands of BJP MP and Wrestling Federation of India chairperson Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, have shook the nation for the last 4 days. The women wrestlers who were sitting on a protest at Delhi's Jantar Mantar called off their protest last evening after a late night meeting with the sports minister Anurag Thakur, and he gave them an assurance of an impartial probe, setting up an independent committee, and that justice will be done to them. But within the BJP, there is a growing sense of disquiet. A large section of leaders of the record have been saying that the charges should be investigated before the summary dismissal. Now, will this committee do justice to the women wrestlers? Can an impartial probe be guaranteed? And the bigger question is that Brij Bhushan Sharan, will he dig in his heels and brazen it out? I'm joined by three veteran journalists, Chandrasekhar Luthra, who has been a sports journalist for decades. I welcome you on the Federal. I'm also joined by Norris Preetham, who has also covered sports for a very, very long time, a very senior journalist. Thanks so much, Norris, for joining on the Federal. And I'm also joined by Virendra Bhatt. He is a veteran journalist from Uttar Pradesh. I welcome you, Virenji, on the Federal. Now, let me begin by Norris Preetham. Norris, this late last night meeting, and I did try and speak with a few women wrestlers this morning because I wanted to have them for this discussion, but all of them were very reluctant to come and speak to us. So what is really happening? Is this committee, which has been promised by Anurag Thakur, can he really guarantee an impartial probe?
Neelu, you also live in India, I also live in India, and we have seen these committees and inquiry panels and all, and nothing really comes out. I may be sounding like a sadist, but I think that's a fact. And again, I've been telling on the media and I've been telling my friends and even to the wrestlers that the first thing they should have done was a police report, and which would have legalized the matter, and something could have been done. These meetings, and even if the committee which has been formed, it's BJP loaded. I mean, how can you look for justice when the dice is all in favor of the accused? So I don't think this committee is going. And first of all, this committee is, my hunch is that this committee has been formed to buy time, and that's what they have done. After 3-4 days, even the morale of the wrestlers was also kind of shaking, and they have decided, okay, we'll get up, we'll go do this thing and that thing, and forget about, and the meeting will take place. Now this committee will take place, a meeting will take place of this committee, and nothing will come out. Mark my words, 6 months, 7. And first of all, there is no deadline, there is no timeline for the meeting.
No, but Mr. Anurag Thakur, Norris, if you remember, Mr. Anurag Thakur said that the committee has to come out with its report within 4 weeks. So is that not a deadline which we must all stick to and we must look forward to?
But I think according to IOA, there's no deadline. There's no timeline.
Okay, so is there a confusion? Is there a confusion between the committees, the one which has been announced by Anurag Thakur and the one which has been formed by the IOA? Is there some confusion on that?
This is not confusion, it's a deliberate attempt.
Okay.
You know, to make the things, one person is saying this, one person is saying that. This is all nonsense. There should have been a criminal report against the accused. I mean, in the Delhi street, we keep find, I respect women, auto pe likha rehta hai, women ko respect karo, this and that, and top wrestlers, not only national wrestlers, they're international wrestlers, they're Olympic champions, they're sitting on the dharna, and government has done nothing.
Right.
So I don't think this inquiry is going to give you any results.
Okay, so you think this inquiry is not going to give you any results. Let me come to Shekhar now. Chandrasekhar, what Norris has been saying, that, there is a feeling that there are some two committees, one which has been instituted by the Indian Olympic Association and the one which is being announced by Anurag Thakur. Why didn't the women wrestlers ask for more clarity? If what Norris is saying that this is just to muddle up the situation, give more confusion to the matters, how do you really see it? Is there still no clarity?
No, there is clarity. There is one committee, but obviously, who has the power in IOA to say anything against Anurag Thakur for that matter? It's a BJP IOA. Initially, it used to be multi-party. It used to be a UPA coalition, where also BJP was adjusted, till 2012, 2013. But after that, when BJP took over, it's only a BJP committee. So don't have any kind of confusion on that. So when it comes to forming committee, I think again Norris nailed it all. They are creating confusion because they want you to run from one post to other. You have to keep guessing where is the deadline. Is it 4 week, or according to IUA there is no time frame for submitting the report? And what report are you expecting? Are you expecting Mary Kom to go against the Brij Bhushan thing? She's such a foolish person. She's a very smart person, and Norris and we have covered her enough, and she's the only one for
No, but there
whom
are others as well.
trials were rigged.
Right. But Shekhar, there are others as well. Mary Kom, then you have Yogeshwar Dutt, you have Dola
Yogeshwar
Band.
Dutt is a
Yogeshwar Dutt is a
Yogeshwar
BJP
is a
man. Mary Kom is a
yeah,
BJP
he fought
nominee to
elections.
parliament.
That's what I'm saying. It's only loaded with BJP people, which Norris has rightly said, and don't expect them to go against the government, the wishes of the government. So what happens next?
Right, Shekhar, but what I'm not able to understand, and I'll also come to Norris, Shekhar, what I'm not able to understand, that didn't the women wrestlers realize that this committee is nothing but loaded with BJP people, and how will they go against their own party? Why did the women wrestlers put up this question? Why did the women wrestlers ask?
During the night time, midnight, when this committee was announced, and I happened to be, there around there. So everybody was against, accepting this committee. Then obviously putting pressure. I was telling you on last show, last evening, the moment you will start stretching it, the moment you will fell into government's trap, there'll nothing that will come out. Now only one thing will happen. What Brij Bhushan Singh was saying, I tell you, he should be given some kind of award. He predicted it so rightly that these people have no future. They can't win any medals. Now I tell you, these people have no future. No Vinesh, no Bajrang, no, all these, whosoever was sitting there on Dharna, they will have no future. Mr. Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh will ensure they will be thrown out. They will not be allowed to participate anywhere. And even if they come for the trial, there will be bans and everything. So now their future is in a complete disarray. So what happens next? Even if committee, forms, whatever they meet, who is going to depose before them? When there is MC Mary Kom or Dola or all these BJP loaded people are sitting there, you think all these girls from the very poor background, whose parents are either drivers or very farmers, poor farmers, not the rich farmers, or other small doing small kind of jobs, are they going to come out and endangers their future? No, nobody will come out. Probably Vinesh will.
Shekhar, but from what you're saying, that really brings me to a question which I'm going to ask Norris again. That Norris, was the government trying to put pressure on these women wrestlers or whoever was protesting at Jantar Mantar to buckle down and somehow just call off the protest? And under pressure, that protest has been called off. Am I to assume that?
I can't. I can't say for sure because I can't use the word pressure. But there must have been some, like Babita came. Babita is a BJP member, and she came and mediated. She's from the same family. Yes, she's telling them, all kinds of things to call off the strike, and this will happen and that will happen. So, and in any case, these are not professional dharnawalas. They are sports persons. They do take part in sport, not in dharnas. So, even 4 days, a hell of a long for them to do it. And since they saw it, that apart from the wrestling fraternity and media in large numbers, nobody was coming forward to it. General public is not there. I see slightly anything happens, people come in droves. But here, general public is not. All India Women's Council and all these women's organizations, nobody has come. They want the 2-3 women. I was there day before yesterday. 2-3 women come and they wanted to go onto the stage and give a lecture. To which Bajrang said, no, we don't want politicians. But some support should have been there. And some women's committees should have taken a suo moto action. What stops them from asking police to inquire or to go to court?
Absolutely. And here the view
well, Norris, even I am amazed. Our courts, the learned judges there, they take so many things suo moto. No judge in this country has taken, the cognizance of what was happening there in Jantar Mantar. Are we talking about some Gali Mahalla kind of,
No, no,
wrestlers? No,
absolutely.
they are world
Both of you
champions. They are
right.
world number one, world number two, world number three.
In
Absolutely.
Olympic
I don't
medalist.
know what
No,
was.
Shekhar and Norris, both of you are right, but the viewers must know that Rekha Sharma, who is the chairperson for the Women's Commission, she was asked that she could have taken a suo moto action, but she didn't. And she said that the women wrestlers have to come forward and file a complaint, which is so unfortunate. But I'm going to come to Virenji now. Viren, what is this political clout which Brijbhushan Sharan has? He challenges Baba Ramdev, he challenges people from within the BJP. So, and there is a growing sense of disquiet already that, he should not be dismissed summarily. Before that, all these charges need to be investigated. So, can I ask you a very blunt question that is he so powerful that even Mr. Yogi Adityanath, or for that matter, Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi are really scared? What is the reason? What is this reason for the kind of political clout he enjoys?
The first two speakers have said everything. It's very clear what is his clout. I know him since 1990 when the BJP when the Vishwa Hindu Parishad first organized the Kar Seva at Ayodhya on October 13, 1990. The bloody Kar Seva. There was police firing on October 30 and November 2. He broke the police cordon on the Saryu Bridge on the national highway between Faizabad and Gorakhpur, and he hit and got the national fame, the great Ram Bhakt, who broke the police cordon and took thousands of car sevaks to the disputed site. He was MP. He's MP for 7 terms, barring 1996 when he was involved in a JJ hospital shootout at Bombay, where Kalpana Rai was also involved, the former minister from Mau of the Congress. Then his wife was MP from there, Ketki Singh. He wields enormous clout in 6 districts: Bahraich, Shravasti, Goda, Balrampur, Basti, and Faizabad, now Ayodhya. And what we know in UP as Dabang and Bahubali. He's the senior most Bahubali of UP since the BJP rose to power in UP in 1991. So he's the senior most Bahubali. And
I love this word, sir, senior most. Even there is a
Bahubali of UP.
Go ahead. Yes.
He's a very senior Bahubali of UP.
Right.
We have others, and parties of all shades and colors have fair amount of Bahubalis because they can't win the election without this. Only Samajwadi Party and BSP are not to be blamed for that. And he's so powerful. In last October, because of floods in Balrampur district, he openly criticized the district administration. They were left to Ram Bharose at the mercy of God. Even attacked the chief minister. And he also attacked Nav Nirman Sena's leader Raj Thackeray in Maharashtra in April last year, when BJP was trying to mend fence with him because of their fight with the Uddhav Thackeray, and it was very embarrassing for the BJP central leadership because he
from where does his money come? Virenji, from where does his money come? I'm told that he has some engineering colleges, huge businesses.
No, chain of institutions, chain, long chain, pharmacy, law, inter-college, high school, and many things. And every year he organizes a talent search program in Gonda. And to all successful candidates, they get free scooty, motorcycle, cash prize. He's a Robin Hood. Don't call him, for us, he may be a Dabang and a Muslim and a Bahubali. For the local people, he's Robin Hood. And he needs only BJP.
Virenji, from what you are saying, which means that he is a Dabang and a Bahubali in the eyes of the journalists and the political analysts. But for BJP, then is he not a big asset? He brings votes.
BJP cannot dare dump him. BJP cannot dare dump him. It's a 2024 is only 1 year away. He needs only BJP symbol, nothing more.
But BJP, in the past, Virenji, BJP has expelled the likes of Kuldeep Sangar. Then you have this Karnataka leader against whom there were charges, Mr. Jakhiroli. BJP has expelled these leaders in the past. So why not Brijbhushan Sharan Singh? Are these not showing BJP's double standards?
Kuldeep Singh was convicted by the court in a rape case, so he was automatically disqualified. And there was one more leader from Hamirpur MP, some singer, I'm not getting his name, he's in jail. He was also convicted. After conviction, there are no options left for any political party, because as you know, as per the RP Act, the MLAs MP get automatically disqualified. But Bhushan Singh was also elected to the parliament from the Samajwadi Party. He needs only party symbol. He has his own voter. He has his own supporter and his own followers. And from where I'm sitting right now, hardly a kilometer away, he has occupied a huge tract of land, even a public park around 1 acre area, and he has a palatial bungalow. So none can dare touch him. BJP needs him, and elections are very close. And as all the earlier speakers have said, it's all BJP affair all around, IOA or any other body. And I'm really amazed why the players have not opted for lodging an FIR. Why? And the charges are very serious. And after Nirbhaya case, you know, the courts are very sensitive about this issue, and the police could not have dared refuse lodging the FIR. So politically, BJP cannot dare dump him, and why BJP will not dare dump him has already been said very clearly by the two earlier speakers, Mr. Norris and Chandrasekhar.
Okay, Shekhar raised his hand.
Yeah,
Why?
Why wrestlers have not lodged an FIR? There is a reason, because I was asking few, youngsters there, why they have not lodged. They said, we are no one here. Basically the protest is done by the four senior people: Sakshi, Vinesh, Anshu, whatever, Bajrang, and one more. The four. Dahiya, Vijay,
Ravi Dahiya.
Whatever, Ravi Dahiya. So they said that we are only here to support, and we were all along, we have been telling them that, we must file an FIR. But again, whatever reasons, I don't know, Vinesh is not saying anything, Bajrang is not saying anything, and Bajrang Punya is none else but the main chela of Yogeshwar Dutt. Please don't forget this. Yogeshwar Dutt and Bajrang Punya are both from the BJP family. So that's how I calculate. I mean, that's my hunch also. That because of, again, BJP pressure initially, they wanted to file. They came up in open despite being, belonging to BJP, but they could not have that courage probably, because some was guiding them from the behind that let's not do it. Let's first, ask government to come up. And why Mr. Anurag Thakur is coming there in the midnight and then announcing this, probe committee? Doesn't he also understand that how this development goes? If there is sexual harassment case, even in small bodies, okay, there is an internal committee which, for that matter, Sakshi Malik is part of that sexual harassment committee in Wrestling Federation. What is she doing there? I mean, she should have come, suo moto kind of thing. That yes, I am also part of this. I have also heard, or I have faced this kind of problem. There was some suspicious things was going on from the behind. I don't know what. I seriously don't know. But this was the case.
Absolutely, but the story doesn't look very simple, Norris. And
Yes.
I'm still trying to, tie the knots and try to connect the various dots which are there. Anurag Thakur coming in, then IOA instituting an inquiry, Sakshi Malik not speaking despite being part of the executive committee meeting. Where is the rot actually? Where is the rot? And the sole reason behind this is Brij Bhushan Charan, just because he's a BJP Bahubali, he gets votes, he gets money for the party. Is that the reason that all the rules are just thrown to the winds?
I think in the present incident, what is happening here, this is much else beyond this particular dharna, because the wrestling fraternity is also divided. There are Jats and the non-Jat wrestlers. There is Haryana versus UP. there are BJP versus else. So it's a much else beyond that. So small factors, and these are also causing a lot of trouble in this incident.
So do you say that it's more of politics rather than the actual charges of sexual harassment?
No,
sexual
there are
harassment
charges. No.
sexual harassment is one thing. There are other charges also, right? But what I've been saying is other charges will take a lot of time. It's very difficult to prove. They will go to court, this, that, and so much will happen. But the sexual charge is something which needs a immediate redressal. I mean, you walk on the streets of Delhi, a boy just looks at the girl and the girl says, he's teasing me, and the police will come and catch him. And the hearing will
Yes,
come later.
absolutely.
First he is caught, and then the hearing starts. Here is a man who publicly on camera, he said, I have killed a man, I have shot him, and he slapped a wrestler during a tournament, which is all there in all videos there. Everything is there, yet nobody is doing any action. It's amazing.
And do you expect, while Brijbhushan Sharan Singh is out, he's not being arrested or taken into, custody. Do you expect a fair kind of inquiry? How can that be possible? A man, what, our UP guy was telling, journalist was saying, he's the senior most Bahubali was. You are not talking about some era, kind of people. He's the senior most. How can you expect somebody to come out and say anything? That person will be dumped, boss. I mean, I don't expect anything from this inquiry. It is as shallow as, the elections of IUA. It is as shallow. And one more thing, Norris must be knowing this. What happened during a few months back, it was in October, if I'm not wrong, or November, early November. There was a BCCI elections in Mumbai. You know who was conducting all those elections? It was again I watched. It was completely taken control by BCCI, by BJP. And the man who was responsible to deliver everything as per the, Akash, high Akash, the senior most BJP guys, or whatever they have told, was none other but the Himanta Biswal Assam CM. He camped there for 3 nights. A CM of his state was basically out of his state. He was not bothered. There was some issues going on there, but he was camping there in Mumbai, ensuring that each and every word is, taken there, whatever has come from the top. So that is the kind of, and here the gold medalists, the silver medalists, the bronze medalists, they were all sitting on dharnas, almost 100 meters away from Prime Minister House or Home Minister House. Nobody dared to came there. What kind of eyewash are we witnessing here?
But
Haryana government, Nilu, I want to ask one question. Haryana government has announced large number of schemes for encouraging young wrestlers in Haryana, myriad awards and the government job. Why Haryana government is so silent about the whole issue? Because what is most unfortunate that this controversy has killed the morale of the young wrestlers in Haryana.
Yes.
The budding wrestlers of Haryana.
But sir, you have to.
It's a huge setback to the morale of the young wrestlers, and the Haryana government is conspicuously silent about the whole issue.
No. If Haryana government is being run by some opposition party, I could have understood this. But right now it's Mr. Khattar or again Sandeep Singh as sports minister who has given up his charge, but he has not resigned from the council.
He should stand by.
He's also facing. He's also facing the sexual harassment charges by a coach there. So there are
FIR laws there. You are right. He has already resigned.
So don't get amazed by all these things.
No. What I want to ask Norris, what would you really say to the conduct of these young women wrestlers who have compromised with their career, put their lives in danger? They have been protesting for the last 4 days. Now, because of some assurance, which might be a hogwash, we do not know. But because of some trivial assurance, they have called off their protest. But what happens to their future from here on? Is their life not in danger? And largely, I mean, is that not a very bold move? Looking at the landscape of wrestling, the kind of competition we see, the kind of political patronage which is involved, is this not a very bold move on the part of these women wrestlers?
I think many people are not discussing former wrestler called Mahavir, who's father of Geeta and Babita. He was Master Chandgi Ram's Shela or Chagir, And it was Chandgi Ram who initiated women's wrestling in India. When his two daughters, they came back one day and told his father, "Some ladke ne mujhe chheda hai," and he slapped both the girls and said, "Why don't you go and fight? Go beat the boys and don't come to me." And that's how he made his two daughters wrestlers. And Mahavir was a disciple of Master Chandgi Ram. And when he went back, he started his own daughters. So I think there's a lot of courage Mahavir has shown, but other girls who are young girls, they are not as fortunate as Geeta and Babita to have a father like Mahavir. So I think those who are sitting there, in their mind, they must be wondering what to do next. By force, and they are basically remote controlled
Are
by.
you hinting at the fact, Norris, are you hinting at the fact that these young girls, when they go back to their villages, they will have to face some kind of a social backlash
Yes,
also? Probably the
yes,
parents and the relatives will say, "Ye tumne kyun
yes,
kiya?"
absolutely. So that's why they are also quiet. I mean, I'm glad they are quiet. They are not saying anything, but they are remote controlled by senior wrestlers. So I don't think they will, or most of them, these young wrestlers, I think they will not come back to wrestling again. I'm quite sure. This will be very unfortunate. Many budding talent will
Very
go waste.
unfortunate.
But what to
It is
do?
so sad. You have
It's
these
very, really
champions in
very
the
sad.
country winning you medals, and then they have to face this kind of a consequence. But Shekhar, if I may come to you now, you remember BJP when it was in the opposition. It used to say that I'm going to clean up all these sports federations which have these big political leaders sitting at the helm of affairs. How different is the situation now? I'm not only talking about the wrestling federation, but there are other federations as well. What is the status of the rot within those federations? Is the system the same, or has it gone from bad to worse, what we saw during the Congress's times?
Look, being a journalist, Norris is obviously very senior to me. We have covered a lot of cricket things and controversies. So cricket being the elite sport, or for tennis for some matter, that things come into the public and we discuss a lot about them. We write a lot of columns, take cognizance of what's happening in these kind of federations. But what about these federation like wrestling, any other Indian sport, for that matter, boxing, where the people are not from the elite class? No elite person or IAS officer will allow his son or daughter to be a wrestler so that people go and uska kaan marode and all these kind of this is a very tough physical sport. It's a contact sport, so they avoid these things. They put their words into a games where only obviously smashing is being done, cricket, ball, bat, or badminton, and all these things. So over the years that has been happening. And when you ask me about the BJP, I would say BJP has actually cleaned up the sport. Initially there were so many parties, so many people, individuals who were, held on to their positions in different associations. It was a family trips to all the Olympic games or Asian games. Norris knows that. In fact, in 2016, if you remember, when there was a controversy, I think it was in which arena, either not badminton or maybe archery or somewhere, when he walked into onto the field with his wife, and he was literally physically being pushed, that sir, this is not being allowed here. Our sports minister, Mr. Vijay Goyal. So this kind of thing, so they have not taken charge. They have cleaned up the system. They have ensured that there is no opposition or anybody who could go against them.
But if
And
you
and every single penny of the huge amount which comes and being distributed by these associations, they have taken control of that. For example, just one more minute. Why Mr. Sarna was, the Assam CM was there in the BCCI election? Why he was ensuring that every post is being held by, by BJP? There was a consensus kind of he was creating. Why? Because in the next 1 year or so, nobody is going to tell you all these things from the BCCI. 2024 is election year. They need money. Like demonetization has done so much of sweeping changes. Terrorism has ended. There is no patharbaji. There is no black money now in the market. I happened to get 2000 nakli note last week, and I don't know where to kapow that. I don't know. So, but everything has gone. But they like with demonetization, they have taken control of entire money power. now in BCCI or in I believe in other associations also, because we don't follow them so closely. In BCCI, next 1 year, because they have sold TV rights for over 30,000 crores. Keep counting this money. And also two teams, one Lucknow and one Pune, for about 12,000 crores. So they have sold that kind of money. They have got that kind of money in their coffers, about more than 40,000 crores. And now, as per the BCCI constitution, the part of that money will go to all the associations. So there are 30 associations in India, Nilu. So in 30
but,
association, if you count minimum 75,000 per year will go. So in next 1 year or so, there will be 10,000 crores going all to all the association, and that's how they will clean up the entire system.
But Norris, you had leaders like KPS Gill who were heading the federation. Now you have Jai Shah, Amit Shah. Have the things really changed? I mean, earlier there were Congress leaders. Now you have BJP leaders sitting at the helm of affairs. According to you, have the things really changed as far as the sporting federations are concerned? I'm not only talking about wrestling, I'm talking about other federations also.
It has changed a bit. It hasn't changed a lot.
Okay.
Because I would say technology is one thing. Now something happens, they're always grabbed by these satellite TV channels, mobile phone, social activists, social journalists, social media journalists. So there is a little bit of change, but not much change, because at the top of these federations, they have no religion, these leaders, whether they are Congress. There are, I mean, I know people in federations, whether it is Congress and BJP, they're always there. So they don't believe in political sort of ideology when it comes to holding charge of a federation. So it's basically money and some crowd. Imagine a political leader won't find that much kind of a space in newspapers as the federation boss. Mary Kom wins a medal and boxing president will be on the page, but not Mary Kom. Somebody else wins a medal, weightlifter wins a medal, the weightlifting federation secretary, they will be on the media all the time.
Those two words actually, I think, summarize the whole story. And for the last bit, I'm going to come to Virenji. Norris is saying that money is needed, the clout is needed. And as far as Brij Bhushan Sharan is concerned, he has both, as far as the clout is concerned and also the money. So what happens? We were hearing that he's going to hold some press conference on 22nd. What have you heard from your sources in Uttar Pradesh? You're sitting there. What is the latest you've heard from Brij Bhushan Sharan? Is he holding a press conference? Is he going to speak to the media? Or is he going to hide somewhere, not coming before the cameras?
He has already demonstrated his clout in Gonda. He had a huge meeting yesterday, and he knows people are with him. And none from the UP government will dare speak about him anything, because already the central leadership is seized of the matter. And as Mr. Norris was saying, any party who is ruling, BJP is the only party after the Congress which has won majority twice in Lok Sabha. So now they need to have they need to control all levers of power in the polity, in society, be it sports, be it education, be it cultural bodies, everywhere and they have done same in UP in every sports federation. So
the committee which has been constituted, according to the clout and the money he has, and the committee which has been constituted, do you think that all the efforts of BJP will be pooled in towards exonerating Brij Bhushan Sharan and sidelining all these wrestlers who were on protest? And as what Shekhar said, that there is no future for them, and we do not know their future. But the future of Brij Bhushan Sharan becomes very, very prominent and important for BJP. So all the energy of BJP will be pulled in towards exonerating him. Do you feel that?
After 4 days, we are going to have Republic Day. Then after 4 days, the parliament is commencing, and on February 1 we have the budget. So the agenda of the media is so loaded. Where does Mr. BBC suffer? As I have already told, we must respect him, the senior most Bahubali of Uttar Pradesh.
Nilu, what happened in the Lakhimpur Kheri case when Mr. Tenny's son, he killed, allegedly killed those 4 or 5 farmers.
October
What happened
2021.
after that? BJP was openly saying we are going to sweep this region, and that's what they done. So I'm not, I won't be amused, going by what Sir is saying.
Agenda of the
That, in
media
the
is
next
heavily
election-
loaded for next 2 weeks.
Loaded. And he will again come out as a member of parliament, and he's going to sweep that elections. He's a very valuable and senior most. The word of today's discussion is the senior most Bahubali.
What Notice said that probably this committee has been formed to buy time, and as what Viren said, that the media's agenda is heavily loaded. You have a Republic Day, then you have a budget session starting. People probably will forget the wrestlers' protest. People will forget
Central
what.
Vista also, Central Vista, new building.
Yes,
New
the new
building.
building. Yes. So let's
And-
hope and pray that these wrestlers get justice is all what I can say. And let's hope how all the situation pans out. Thank you so much, Norris Preetham, for joining. Chandrasekhar Luthra, it was wonderful having you on the program. And Virenji,
Thank you.
nice to hear
Thank
those words that we must respect the most powerful Bahubali of the Uttar Pradesh. Thank
Senior most
you.
Bahubali.
Senior most.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more interesting updates.